Well, hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Ascension Playground. This is your friend Ursi, and today, yay, again, we get to have Brandy join us on the playground.
Hi,
Hey, Brandy.
Ursula. Hi.
Hey.
Thank you for having me back. I'm really excited just to share some tricks today in Canva.
And that's what we'll be sharing. For those of you out there who are considering starting up a small business online, or if you've already started a micro business and you've always thought, I just jumped in, but now what? When it comes to typography, to color, to a certain look or feel for your brand. Well, wouldn't you know, the incredible software called Canva, Canva, has a free trial aspect to it. But Brandy is the Canva queen. So anytime she can join me on the playground, teach me all the fun things that she knows, we kind of have this like, let's see what's happening in the studio. And I'm putting my hands like this because I get this frequency of oscillation. Like it's like,
Synergy.
oh, yeah, a synergy. So she's going to tell us how to create a brand kit. What is the brand? It's basically how you present yourself into the world. So in astrology, we would say that's your rising, your ascension, or the ascendant sign. So whether you're in galactic astrology, trying to set up your very new beginnings to your own website, or if you're in another kind of business, we want to empower anyone listening that you too can create and have an online presence. So we want to give a shout out to all the young entrepreneurs out there who want to rock their business, but make sure that their signature, their energy and brand matches who and what they're trying to present to the world. So, to find Brandy and to learn more about how she can help support you on your journey with the Canva program, you can go to her website, which is ourgalacticstory.com. And up at the top, she has home and then Canva workshops and then her wonderful galactic astrology readings. Plus, you can get to know about her as well. So, again, if you're starting a business and you're already into Canva, she can offer a one on one guide on the side consultation. And she also has this opportunity for live Canva workshops, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. There's room for you here. Plus, she's already offered some discounted bundles. She truly is the Canva queen. So again, visit ourgalacticstory.com.
Today, we are going to talk about branding kits. And this is for beginners. It's going to be very basic and very elemental. Let me see here. I'm going to pull up my Canva. Okay, so now that everyone's having a good day and surrounded by people with warm hearts and big smiles, we are going to take a peek at Canva brand kits. And if you are logged into Canva, on the left-hand side, there is a button called Brand. And if you click it, you are going to see a list. First, I'll go over what we're looking at here on the left-hand side under all brand templates. There's a little drop-down menu, and these are the two brands that I have set up in Canva. You can create new brand kits, if you can see my mouse here, or use one that you have. Now, what is in a brand kit is listed here. And a brand kit usually it's the vibe of your business. It's how you feel, it's how you communicate, it's your colors, it's your logos, it's the photos, all bundled together to create, again, your vibe, your business feeling. And so here we're able to upload into Canva all of those things that we have included in our brand kits, our logos, colors, fonts, brand voice, photos, any graphics you may use consistently, icons and charts. We'll go over all of this. First of all, I wanted to point out if you know nothing about a brand kit and you haven't even thought of it, because I myself didn't even think about brand kit. I just do things. And then after I go and I think like, oh, there should be inconsistency in the logo or the colors. And so whether you're one to put it all together and then create a brand kit or create a brand kit and then launch your business, you can do both. I want to show you a tool. I was reluctant on sharing this with you guys, but there's something here called guidelines on the left under brand kits. If you've never done a brand kit and you don't know what to do, I suggest using this guidelines and highlight it, and you'll see in here everything that you would need to present to a graphic designer that's going to be building your site or running your social media, or to having Canva to create custom templates that are revolved around your brand. And what this is this in and of itself is a template for what a brand kit entails. It includes photos, an area to upload photos, your mission, your vision, your logos. And so it's basically your brand kit all in one document. This may be a little overwhelming for someone who's never thought or considered a brand kit, but I wanted you to know where this guidelines was. It's not necessary to start a brand kit, but if you ever want to elaborate or add more things to your brand kit or get ideas, I would recommend just kind of going through here. So first of all, I'm going to go under, there is a place for brand templates and then all of our brand assets. The assets would be the logos, the colors, the fonts, the voice, so on. Brand templates are templates that we have already created that are consistent with our brand that you may want to use again. So in order to add a template to your brand kit, you can add it in a couple of ways that I've learned. So first of all, if you click on brand templates, there's a plus button in the upper right hand corner. If you click it, it will bring up some of the templates that I've saved to my brand kit. Now, I was having a little technical difficulty. For some reason, my brand kits aren't highlighting. I don't think it's I think it's a technicality on my side. So what one brand kit that I do have uploaded is one that I use for my galactic astrology readings, and it is revolving around the houses. I may move on to the assets because this is moving just a little slow. So we'll come back to brand templates. So within the brand kit, we have logos. I have uploaded here several logos. I have 2 logos that have a transparent background, and then 2 of them that have a black or white. And this is just a very basic black and white logo for our galactic story. I want to point out how you get these logos into this brand kit. You cannot add a logo directly out of your Canva app. And that's important to kind of sink in for a second. You would think everything would be cohesive. I could grab a logo that I created in Canva and just pop it in my brand kit. All assets, your photos, your logos, any of your graphics must be uploaded from your desktop into the Canva brand kit. I don't know. I'm sure that will change at some point in the future, but I just want you to know that there is nowhere within Canva where you can take your logo and just pop it over into your brand kit. You must download the logo and then upload it into the logo section. And I've done a lot of research on this. I because I found it to be a little unbelievable that that wasn't set up like that, but it's not. And so what I did is I did design these logos in Canva. Here's a very basic logo that I created. And when I go to share it, yeah, my internet is a little slow. Please forgive if there's any delay. So, in order to extract your logos, here you want to download it, and you can download it as a ping. It was suggested that your logos are saved as SVG when downloading them from Canva onto your desktop. So any logo that you design within Canva that you want to use for your brand kit, you're going to download it, design it as you would within Canva, and then you're going to download it. So I'm just going to run us through what that looks like here. I'm going to go grab this. I'm going to grab this OG's. This is my core logo. I'm going to go put it here with this dinosaur looking up at all the stars. And I'm going to make it a little smaller just because. And so let's say I wanted to use this as a logo. I'm going to hit share. I'm going to download. I'm going to download it as an SVG, which just makes it a little more user-friendly for web application. It's not necessary. You can download a JPEG. You can download a ping. I wanted to point out here also, there is an option for transparent background. Your basic logo, this one, I'm putting in dinosaur photo on it just because I liked it. I've got all these queued up, and I'm going to add the OG logo on all of these. I'm sorry. So let's go back here. I wanted to point something out also regarding your logo. When you export it or download it, there is an option when you choose what format. I'm going to choose SVG, and there's click transparent background. You want to have in your brand kit at least one or two transparent logos so that I can take only this OG, Our Galactic Story, and put it here, let's say, onto this photo. That's the benefit of creating your logo exclusive with a transparent background. You can also download this entire image with the background, and that may be useful in a design. But I just wanted to point out, I would recommend having as many variations of your logo that you can think of. Please include ones that have a transparent background. I'm going to go here. I'm just going to grab this dinosaur. I don't know why I'm drawn to this little dinosaur guy, but I am. So he's looking up all these meteors coming down, and I'm going to download it, save it as SVG. I don't need a transparent background. I'm going to download this page only. I don't know if you guys are aware, but when you download images, you have the option of downloading one image, all of the images in your design, or you can select, just like when you're printing a PDF, you can download your presentation, your documents, your whatever you've been working on in the same way. So I'm going to go back here to our brand kit, and here's our logos. And I want to add a logo. So I'm going to click the plus button and hit upload files. And I'm going to go grab that little dino picture that I got, and I'm going to put that there with the logos. So I just wanted you to see how we upload and we gather our logos. You may want some that are short that you use at the bottom of a flyer. You may want some round. Create the logos as you wish. This is your show. This is your brand. Do what feels good. Do what makes you feel like, yeah, that's my brand. So again, these are just logos. The next part of our brand kit are the colors. Now, the colors, we're Canva automatically created palettes based on the photos that I've uploaded into Canva. And so these color palettes, again, are created from photos that I have uploaded. And you can remove some of these color palettes if you're not into certain ones, or keep. I'm going to keep, let's see, I'm going to keep that one's pretty consistent with the rest. I like that. I'll remove that. And I'll remove that one. I'll keep those two color palettes for our galactic story. The next asset category under our brand kit is the fonts. Now, you can preset your fonts if you're creating a social media post or a presentation and you use certain fonts consistently. You only want certain style of fonts. This is where you are going to select and save your special fonts. So they have all of the your title, subtitle, heading, subheading. You can choose a font for each of these. So I'm going to choose, I'll use this wide for my title. You can also create a custom size for your title. So if you know, whenever you create a title, you always want it to be 72. And some of the fonts you can bold and some of them you can italicize. So my subtitle fonts, I'm going to do Bald Jane. I love this Baljan expanded. It's easy to read. It's a little subtle, but I like that. I'm going to leave that at 36. And then subheading. So you can go through here and add custom fonts for everything that is custom to you. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. And so once you have all of these filled out, you now have your favored fonts. The next is
Brandy,
here. Yes.
I have a quick question about fonts.
Yes.
How do you feel about serifs or non-serifs and a general rule?
To be honest, it's funny. I feel like I have no understanding of why one would be better than the other.
Okay.
Or, and I don't know enough about fonts to answer that question. What is the difference? I mean, I know it's a style.
Well, theoretically, one type might be easier to read if it's body copy
Oh, I
versus a
understand.
header. But that's probably a little too much in the weeds. I just
Okay.
enjoy your selection of fonts and taking the time to really look through. There's so many that you can potentially pull together. So
There,
enjoy just finding ones that call out to you.
yes. And actually, let me go back here because I'm a little, I go crazy pants I will spend an hour finding the perfect font. And so let me just show you guys how Canva has their fonts categorized to make it easy for you to find something that you like. When you hit the fonts, you're going to have this window open, and along the top, it has categories such as handwriting, corporate, wrong one, display, paragraph, sans serif, which would have been, I would assume, easier to read, bold, elegant, vintage. They even have retro, fun. And so underneath each, ooh, geometric. That looks very visible. They so under the geometric category, there's several different options. So Canva has like categorized all of them and not just alphabetical, one long rolling alphabetical list. So if you know how something that you're wanting, um, use the categories to kind of narrow it down. And if not, just roll through. But there's a lot to roll through, and it can become overwhelming unless you've got like a real discerning eye and you know exactly what you want. But fonts are incredible, and it doesn't look like it, but I spend a lot of time on every single detail for the most part when I do designs, and fonts are always just as important as the images themselves. And so take the time to kind of explore and change your fonts up, see what looks and feels good. Um, it's definitely an art in and of itself, the
It truly
fonts.
is. In fact,
It
an
is.
idea just popped in. There's a possibility that if you like to look at magazines and seem to like a particular font, I had this idea that maybe you could screen shoot the font
Oh,
and then ask your AI to identify which font name it typically is. Then Brandy's shown us how to look in Canva to see if it has the same name. I mean, that's a stretch. I
yes.
haven't tried it yet, but magazines, they spend a lot of time looking at readership and conveying a certain feeling and message through the type.
Yes. Yes, it is a craft in and of itself. Um, so I won't go through and select fonts for all of these categories here, but I just wanted you to know how to customize your fonts. Brand voice, I thought I added a brand voice. So this is kind of asking you what, again, this is has to do with the vibe. What is your brand voice? For instance, our voice is confident, casual, and friendly. That's one example. I'm going to put here inquisitive. Our brand, for me, I would say my galactic astrology, my brand voice is curious, explorative, and in awe of the cosmos. I'm just keeping it simple for right now, but this comes in handy when Canva later on, after it gets and studies your brand kit, when you go to create a new design, it may present to you templates that are revolving around your brand kit. That's why this is important. You can type up to 500 words, and I'm going to save that. I'm keeping that super simple there. So that's brand voice. Here under photos, I have uploaded many photos that to me give me the feeling of our galactic story. And I meant that when I said our galactic story. I am just so curious and in awe and in love with the cosmos. And there's not a day that goes by that I'm not thinking and curious or wanting to learn something. And no matter what it is, like there's just so much to learn. The more we learn, the more we realize we don't know. And it's just a beautiful relationship um, that I have. And so that's what our galactic story is to me. It's a wonder. It's an awe, it's a curiosity, it's an exploration. And so I tried to find photos that I felt made me feel that. It made me feel small, not small, but like an earthling looking up at the sky. And so you can see here, these are the vibe. I did these quickly. I too am just now setting up my brand kit. And so we may come back around after everything is dialed in. But these images made me feel the way that I feel about the cosmos. Just looking up at the skies and oh, and look at this one with Orion's belt right
Yeah.
there.
Now, Brandy, where did you find many of these images? Did you also
Canva.
find them in Canva? But
Yes,
then you had to download and upload into your photo assets?
correct. There's
Okay.
only yeah, correct. It's really interesting. And if anybody knows of a workaround, I sincerely put like a good amount of research into this particular task, uploading our brand assets, and I had to download them each and every time.
And then upload them under assets, under the brand, into
Yes,
photos. So there's
yes.
a few little steps here. Okay, great. It's gorgeous what you've chosen.
I know I really like them. And I include or thank you. I've included also in my photos some of the images that I designed of species I'm familiar with in the cosmos. And it's the dogman from Sirius, aquatic being from Sirius, and Lyran. These are beings that I'm familiar with and have interacted with or been in this case. So that's why these photos are special to me. I want to show you something very cool now, a little trick. We were just up in the colors section and finding color palettes. If you have a photo in your brand kit and you're like, that's my color palette, that's the one. These are kind of muted, most of these photos, but there is an option if you hover over your image in your brand kit, the three little buttons or three little dots, and click it, you'll see a selection, an option for extract color palette. So if I click that, now I'm going back to my colors selection and it has automatically brought in the color palette from that image. So don't be intimidated about your color palette. Find photos you like, upload them into your brand kit, and then extract the color palettes from the photos, and it will automatically auto populate in your colors. I thought that that was a super cool trick. Um, graphics. So, graphics would be, I haven't uploaded any graphics yet, but let's actually do that. I'm going to,
So a graphic
so
versus a photograph. A graphic might be like an astrology wheel, an
yes,
arrow that you use all the time.
yes,
I'm just
great
ta- I'm
point.
just guessing here.
No, exactly. So that's exactly what it is. And you can get these graphics from Canva and then download them. They can be graphics that you've created on another platform, wherever you use. And great point. Astrology Wheel is a perfect example of graphics. All the sigils, all the signs for all of your astrology. Um, those are graphics. And so if you use those consistently in your designs, you can upload them here and they will be available to you easily. I want to show you now how we're going to use this brand kit. There's also an option for icons, little tiny, to me, I feel like icons are like graphics. I suppose there's a subtle difference. I don't use the icons, but I think that they're similar to graphics. Um,
Icons
but
might be the arrow or the heart or
yeah,
or even the subscribe button.
okay, that makes sense. Um, so there is an option for you to upload them here as well. The last selection in our galactic story, and it doesn't really say this on here, but what this is, these are colors for any charts that you may create within Canva. And so if you create a color wheel or a bar graph, you can pre-select what kind of color palette you want for those charts. This is where Canva will pull when creating those charts. So real quickly, now I want to show you, okay, we have our brand kit semi created here. Now I want to show you how it will come in handy. I'm going to go to social media post, and I'm just going to create a little Instagram post. Oh, looks like they're not square anymore. So it's a little slow. So now I'm going to begin a fresh design. This could be a presentation. In this case, it's a social media post. And if you come over here and hit your brand, now you have all of your assets here to access easily. And you don't have to scramble through all of your old designs. You don't have to, because whenever I'm designing, I'll remember, oh, that image of that Lyran image, I need to go find it in a project, and I'll go scrambling around through my projects to bring it into this design. But now, again, I have all of my photos right here. And so I'm going to, let's just pull up this, I'm going to set that image as background, or let's add another page. Let me do something different. And so here, the photos that I use consistently are right here in my brand kit, right next to within my social media design. So that's one way of using your brand kit. Another one is if I am using the templates. Oops, I'm going to choose, I should have had this pulled up for you guys. So let's say I'm going to take, this is very generic, but let's say I'm going to use this template, and I want to customize this template. When I hit template style, I should have my brand color palette over here. Oh, here we go. Brand templates. Oh, can we pause for a moment?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so we have a template here that we're working with, and we want to use our brand templates that we have saved in our brand kit. And if I am looking at this and this color is just I'm not feeling this color. So I want to change the color scheme for the brand or for this design. If I click on the color over here, you will see my brand kit, and it includes the colors from our brand kit. It looks like the ones I just saved may not be showing just yet because we just did it. So I'll use the color palettes from my other brand, which is Just Waking Up. And I'm going to add, oops, and I can change the colors based on what is in my brand kit. So there is a tool, and I'm trying to find it. I was just telling Ursula, there is a tool where you can adjust the entire color tone of your designs based on the colors in your brand kit. And for now, I'm doing it one color at a time. So I just wanted to show you how to do that. And here again, I click on it. We've got the color. And if I hit the color icon, my logo colors and my brand colors are here on the left-hand side. And so in this case, I'm just going to click this purple, maybe the pink, make it a little lighter, or even white. I'm really not a fan of the template I chose, but just to show you how we're customizing. Now, if I want to use the fonts from my brand kit, I click on the font. And if I go to the font style selection, underneath, we will have our brand fonts. So here I have Just Waking Up. That's one of my brands, and all of the brands that I want, or all of the fonts from that brand, are there. And all of the fonts that we just edited for our galactic story are right here. So again, to get to those, and this is for beginners, I'm trying to keep it simple. If I'm confusing you, I'm going to go a little slower here. If I want to alter the fonts on a template and use the fonts from my brand kit, I'm going to select the fonts. I'm going to select the font style, which is on the top bar. And that's where all of our font styles come to the side on a little window. And if you scroll down right here in the center, you see it says Our Galactic Story. And those are all of the fonts that we just added into our brand kit. And so I can choose whatever font I want to use from the fonts that we have saved. Now, this isn't exactly how I would do it. We're just going through the mechanics of it. I would choose something that looked a little differently and the design would be a little different. I just wanted you to know how to use your brand kit. Another option, as you know, this is where if you had added graphics or photos, it's all here under your brand kit on the side. So now I have all those uploaded photos. I'm going to take one and I'm going to enter it into the frame. Let's say I might just do this too, bring this over. Oops. And I'm going to set that as a background. Now I'm trying to make it look cool.
Yeah.
And so all of the assets in your brand kit are at your fingertips when you're
It's
doing designing.
It's actually turning out really cool.
I know.
There's quite an element of going with the flow, playing, making mistakes, coming back out and around, finding workarounds. So art doesn't just arrive, bam, there it is. It's a gestation process of experimentation. But I like what you showed us, Brandy, to set up a brand kit ahead of time saves a lot of time because what I do is I go hunting when I have to create a YouTube thumbnail. I go hunting, like, where did I put the last one? And I forget the type fonts. And so it looks like a mishmash most of the time. So this helps me get more structure and legs if I know I'm going to be creating, a lot of YouTube thumbnails. Having a brand kit will help me save time actually and consistency in my message.
Consistency. That is a huge part of creating a brand kit, is to create that consistency and that flow. And so when people look at your design, they're going to know, oh, that's Ursula. It just certain fonts or colors or feelings, you're going to know that that's Ursula. That's the Ascension Playground. Um,
Okay, so everybody, we are now at ourgalacticstory.com, and I've scrolled down after hitting the Canva workshops at our homepage. Um, Here we go. So tell us the dates. This Friday, August 7th and August 14th, both of them at 10 to noon. Tell us about what we're going to be learning.
Yes, in the second workshop, we're going to be the first one, we were learning the basics for astrologers. And on the second one, we're going to be actually designing some presentation, um, how to get and put your clients' data into a presentation, how to create a galactic astrology report, how to create a presentation. Um, and on the third one, that's still more of the basics, the mechanics of creating those presentations, and maybe a couple design tricks that I've got up my sleeve. But on the third one, that is where we're really going to, I want to entice you to tell the story of your client, give this information to your client in a very personalized, custom, and unique way, and not just a cookie cutter astrology report. Not saying that anybody that has ever made astrology reports are cookie cutter, but the third one is really about trying to learn who your client is and creating a story with their astrology charts. And on the second one, again, we're going over the mechanics of creating a presentation, how to add elements, layers, um, uploading your own images, using images from other sources like NASA or ESA, how to include those in your reports and accredit the person that posted the image. I only use NASA and ESA for the most part, because they're public images. So we're going to go over things like that. And again, on the third one, it's really about trying to get the people in the workshop to tell the story of their client.
Beautiful. Wow. Well, I'm going to be bold and suggest a fourth workshop if you're interested in an idea. And that would be if you haven't created your logo and you're just getting started. Brandy, I wasn't sure if you would create a fourth workshop on how to actually begin thinking about what is my vibe? Where do I even
Oh, yes.
begin? How do I use the fonts in Canva? So, in other words, you don't necessarily create the logo, but you set the table for these are your choices and follow along. Let's sort it out because how you've created our galactic story is quite impressive. I mean, you've got a vesica in between the O and the G, and I noticed that. So I felt the energy of that kind of sacred symbol in the type font of your own brand. So
I
I'm
love
just
that. I
you
love
love
that.
that. You and I get together, and I have all these ideas for you. You don't have
I
to pick them up.
appreciate it very much. I appreciate it very much. And one thing I just want to say about this Canva and learning and exploring and creating, I know that AI is hot on our, like, it's hot on my heels. I can feel it. But that's not why I do these. The reason why I want to share Canva is because it's more of an artistic modality, and the universe wants us to create at every point that we choose to create something or imagine something. And I know that AI can do these things, but it's so fun when we're using our own energies and putting things together and telling the story or making the report or making your clients feel good. The energy put into your designs and in your creations will be received by the viewer. And I receive the energy when I see things from AI. And some people, you can tell when people have put a lot of thought into their AI imagery because they were a part of the creation process. And you can tell when things are just where AI is taking the ball and creating it. And that may be a subtle difference, but it's one as an artist or as an intuitive. I pick up on it and it makes me feel a certain way. And so these workshops are for you to explore your own creative visions.
Oh, I love it. Well, absolutely. You just spoke as a voice of the artist, you claiming your sovereignty as creator. AI is a tool that can help enhance. And sometimes we get so excited about a new toy, but truly, you as creator, you as the one coming up with the prompts or the
Yes.
idea. So, creating a logo, a company logo for your unique business offering. I mean, all of us in, let's say, astrology or galactic astrology, we don't have to all look the same, but what's finding your niche and really, or your color, like knowing your colors, knowing your font, you're
Yeah.
helping us claim we are creator. And once we get beyond the curve of, oh, it's a new toy, into how do I work with this so that my authentic voice and contribution visually comes forward. That's the magic, Brandy, that I mean, AI can only take us so far, but you can hold our hand and make us feel comfortable like we can do it. Look at Brandy's done it. Let's just jump in and
Yes.
start creating something that's unique and authentic to our own resonance. How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful. And I love the authentic. Your brand should be authentic and should make you feel good.
Yes, yes. Okay, my friend. Well, thank you for the pearls.
Thank
And,
you.
Brandy, I think what we demonstrated today is this idea that art isn't created with I have it in my head and I'm going to go output it. It's this fuddling around and going into a dead end and finding our way back. And it's your way of how you work with, the creative process. Another person might come in a different way. So there's no wrong or right here. It's just fun and the joy of the adventure of
Yes.
creating. So thank you, my friend. I'll see you soon again.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Ursula.
You're welcome. Take
Take
care,
care.
everybody.
Love
See you next
you.
time on the Ascension Playground.
Bye.